Os. Hello, welcome to this new video. Today I would like to talk with you about Gyaku Zuki. But first of all, please don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. I drop a new traditional karate video every Monday. So be sure to subscribe in order not to miss any of my new video. So today I would like to talk with you about Gyaku Zuki. Gyaku Zuki is a very important and famous technique in Shotokan karate. If you travel to Japan and train with traditional karate organizations such as JKA, you will practice a lot of Gyaku Zuki. This is the main technique that we see in tournament and that we practice in our daily training. So what is Gyaku Zuki? Gyaku Zuki is simply the reverse punch. Gyaku means reverse or opposite, and Zuki or Tsuki means punch. So basically Gyaku Zuki is the reverse punch, like this. So reverse means that it's opposite to the front leg. So it comes from backside and go forward with the use of the back leg, the hips, the torso, and finally the arm. So Gyaku Zuki is a very important technique, and we have to understand how to perform it correctly. So first thing, as I told you, we start to practice Gyaku Zuki from Zenkutsu Dachi. So from a standard Zenkutsu Dachi. So from here, Gyaku Zuki will be, final Gyaku Zuki will be here, and if I'm preparing my Gyaku Zuki, I turn my hips hanmi, so half body, and with Hikite here, and from here I'm going to turn, push my back leg, turn my hips, turn my torso, and release my punch. So here, from hanmi, you push your back leg, you extend, you turn your hip, you turn your torso, and finally you release your arm to perform Gyaku Zuki. So the target of Gyaku Zuki, like most of the basic techniques, is on the center line, which is called Seichu Sen. So either Jodan here or here, Chudan here or Gedan below. Usually when we practice like standard training, most of our Gyaku Zuki are practice Chudan. So that being said, what is very important is to understand how to coordinate the body in order to perform a correct Gyaku Zuki. Because as I told you, the power and the speed of Gyaku Zuki is coming from the back leg. First the back leg, so the floor, where you push the floor, you push the floor, you push the floor, and your hips. You push the floor and you turn your hips, and you turn your hips. And you have to build a very correct timing in this technique. Because if I'm here, okay, I'm Gyaku Zuki, I'm preparing, and I push my back leg, then I turn my hip, then my torso, then my arm. If this is not performed with the correct timing, you will lose all your power, and finally you will hit only with the arm. If I do like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, you will lose power. You have to coordinate, and what can help you is to imagine the power which is coming from the floor, and you see the power going through your back leg, through your hips, through your torso, through your arm here. So you have to build a correct timing like this, like from here, this. And your arm cannot be late, because if I make my Gyaku Zuki, I turn and then my arm after, so I turn and my arm come after, I turn my arm after, you will lose your power. You will use all your body to create the power, but almost all your power will go away because you won't have a correct timing between the lower part of your body and your arm. So you will make 1 and 2. If you make this kind of technique, you will lose your power. So you have to see the power, the energy from the floor. You see the line coming, and here I have to release my punch in order to let the energy flow to my punch. Very important thing is to understand when we go slowly the correct timing of Gyaku Zuki. So I'm here. First, my back leg, my intent is of course from my tanden. But my tanden is starting, but my back leg is pushing, and my hips is turning. And if I'm here, I'm shomen, and if I'm making my Gyaku Zuki here, it's too late. So I cannot do either one and start here and then finish here, because my Gyaku Zuki cannot start from here and go like this target, this way. Okay, so I have to turn, and as I am almost fast, I have to release my punch, which means that your punch has to be very fast, because if your punch is slow, you will be late. Your punch has to be fast because you want from here and finish here. So your punch has to be very fast, and in order to be very fast, your punch has to be very relaxed. You need to have a very relaxed technique in order to build a correct technique, a good timing in the technique. So if I do Gyaku Zuki from here, I'm happy. If I go slowly, but I release. Yeah, you see, I release my punch. I turn, release my punch. And I push my back leg, I turn, and I release my punch. So this is very important to create a powerful Gyaku Zuki. You really have to understand that there is a chaining of the body actions that must be almost perfect. Of course, it will never be perfect, and that's why we train during our entire life. It's to try to reach this kind of perfection, but perfection is not of this world, so we continue to train and to improve our timing, our relaxation within our technique. So very important for Gyaku Zuki, you have to build the correct timing, and you have to be very relaxed, because your arm need to be very fast. Okay, so other thing, when you perform Gyaku Zuki, you have to be shomen at the end, so your punch must be in the center line, and your shoulders must be perpendicular to your stance, to the direction of your stance. Your shoulder cannot be like this. If I'm here, so my shoulders are perpendicular to my stance, the direction of my stance, and I cannot be here. This means you cannot make Gyaku Zuki like a too long Gyaku Zuki here. You have to stay here. Why? Because it's to build a very powerful technique and a fast technique. If I'm letting my shoulder goes too much forward here, maybe in Shiai, in competition, it can be good because you will have a longer punch. But in our research of building the most efficient technique, the most powerful and fast technique, we have to respect some like a standard principle, like core principles that will be broken if you do not respect them. It will break the technique and you will lose power and speed. So you have to be like here. And if you want to go more forward, if you want to make a deeper Gyaku Zuki, you are not going to make that. You are not going to go and like this to go forward. You are going simply first to make a deeper stance. And if it's not possible, you are going to make a Yoriashi with Yoriashi. But try to keep this line of the shoulders, because that's only this way that you will be able to perform the final kime. Because I told you, from here, so the power of Gyaku Zuki is coming from the floor, my back leg is pushing, my hips turning, my core engaged, and my torso turning, and my arm very fast, But at the end, at the final moment, I have to build what we call kime. I will just talk about today, speak about the physical side of kime, not the mental and spiritual and energy side of kime. Just the physical part of kime means that you have to focus all your technique at the impact. So you have to build a very good timing, and at the impact you must have a very short, whole body commitment in the technique, whole body contraction in the technique, but for a split second. And you cannot make the chest front muscles contract. You cannot make this contraction if you are like this. If my Gyaku Zuki is like this, I cannot make this contraction here. I have to be here to make this contraction. So, important thing is to be able to build this ultimate point contraction, like the focus or the kime at the impact. So for this you have to have your shoulders perpendicular to your direction, your stance direction. So this means when you are here, I'm hammy, I don't go too much forward, I have to stop here. I'm here, here, I'm here, here. And the moment of the impact, your whole body is engaged in the technique. So that's why you have to make a split second contraction of your whole body. So from here, your back leg is pushing, your hips is turning, impact, 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 okay? So impact. I'm coming from here, impact. I'm coming, impact. And I'm relaxing just after the impact. A split second impact, and I'm relaxing after I'm relaxing. So that's why you need to have your shoulders perpendicular to the direction of your Zenkutsu Dachi. Also, that's why we are not raising our back heel to make Gyaku Zuki. We often see in competition like Gyaku Zuki like this. So this is maybe good for tournament because you will have a longer Gyaku Zuki, maybe you can build a very good speed for a Gyaku Zuki, but you will lose a lot of power in your Gyaku Zuki and you won't be able to make this whole body contraction at the impact. So that's why we always try to keep our heel on the floor, And if I need to go more forward, I'm just go in a deeper Zenkutsu Dachi, or I go Yoriashi. So I try not to raise my heel. And if you want to have an experience of the power you lose when you make Gyaku Zuki like this, just use a makiwara. If you perform Gyaku Zuki on a makiwara and you try to perform it like with your heel on the floor and go from here, make compression, and here, make compression and release. And you make the same thing here, make the same thing here. You will see, if you raise your heel, you will feel your Gyaku Zuki very weak. And my purpose is to only speak about traditional karate, because it's the only karate I know and I'm not qualified to explain you about sport karate. So we have a few more points to build a correct Gyaku Zuki. Other point is when you make handi position. So you push under your hips here on the back leg, and when you make hami, you keep this pressure here. Why? Because you can have your hips parallel to the floor, and from here your body is very straight, which means that when you are going to close the back hip door, from here you are just going to close here, from here close here, okay? So you're here, you make like a hami, there is a compression on the back leg, and from here you go forward, you go forward, you go forward, and your hips stay parallel to the floor. This is very, very important, not only for Gyaku Zuki, of course, for all your basic techniques. And which leads us to the other point. I just tell you a few words about this. When you are Zenkutsu Dachi Shomen, when you go Zenkutsu Dachi Hanmi, of course you don't open your back leg. If I'm opening my back leg, which means my back knee is going to open and go sideways, I cannot make the desired compression on the back leg. I need to make like a spring compression. So when you're here, your knees are in place, and when you open, your knees, your both knees stay at the same place, which means there is a big tension here. There is a big tension on the ankle also. And when you release these two tensions, it's like a spring that you compress. And of course I have a tension on the hips. So when I'm releasing this tension, it goes forward very fast. Because it's not my arm which is hitting Gyaku Zuki, but it's my whole body. So I have to build this compression here. I have to feel like a little pain on the ankle, on the knee, on the hips, and from this compression my spring is compressed and release. My spring is compressed and release. And of course this can only work if we have the correct timing that we just talked about at the beginning of this video. So you have to build a correct compression. You need your hips parallel to the floor. You need your shoulders perpendicular to the direction of your stance, of your Zenkutsu Dachi. And you need to have your arm very, very relaxed, because you want your Gyaku Zuki to hit the target at the exact moment of the timing, of the desired timing. So this means if I do Gyaku Zuki like I'm in kind of just Jukamae, and I'm just going to not extend my back leg, just turning here, just turning here. If I do like this, I don't have a good timing. My Gyaku Zuki is too slow. I have to here, 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 here. This is a kind of relaxation that we try to build with our Gyaku Zuki. So I just use my hips and the relaxation, of course my body, and the relaxation of my arm, and just go relax, 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 relax. Okay, relax. And when you touch, relax your here, relax your here. Your punch must be very, very relaxed. Only this relaxation can help you to build the correct timing and the correct speed, because you want to hit the target at the exact moment, and the exact moment is when the focus is made on your front leg, your back leg, your hips, your right arm and your left arm, which means you have to make all this all together. Like when we do Oizuki, I'm here all together, I'm here all together, I'm here all together. This is the same thing. I try to have Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, zenbu issho, all together. So from here, all together, all together, all together, all together. And the purpose of the kihō is to let you feel if you have a correct timing, if you have a correct relaxation, if your body is correctly like shaped, like placed, if all the different joints, muscles are at their correct place and have the correct level of contraction. And this is why we do a lot of kihō, because we need to feel, because we need to adjust our technique. And if I have a bad feeling, I do my Gyaku Zuki. Oh, okay, too slow. Oh, too slow, too slow, too slow. Okay, better, 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 better. So my feeling, this is like I am when I train my own sensei. I have to think about what I perform, and I need to be unapologetically honest with myself. I need to judge what I do, and not to, if I have bad feeling, not to be like, oh, very upset or very sad, I'm the worst in the world. No, no problem. Just to adjust. And you know, feelings come and goes. So you have someday good feelings, someday bad feelings. But what is the most important is your overall progression on the path of karate, and your feeling someday like this, like that, but your overall progression is raising. So this is why we train a lot of Kihon. One last thing for Gyaku Zuki, for the thing you must do correctly in Gyaku Zuki, the position of your back. You cannot be like this because my power goes backside. I have to go like this. This means like you have to engage your abdominal muscles, to be very straight here. And if you do your Gyaku Zuki, you cannot make one here at the impact. You see one here at impact. So I'm touching impact and some power goes backside. I have to try to be engaged forward. I'm here, engage forward. Here, engage forward. Engage forward. So it's it's a feeling. Because when you do Kihon, sometimes you try to put your back a little more backward because you need to test some kumite practice to escape from your opponent, to avoid some techniques, and you have to adjust because you want to, okay, too much back, I have to again go forward. You play with your technique, and playing with your technique, you have to keep thinking of the basic principles in order to respect them, not I need to respect the core principles, but these core principles that have been taught by our Sensei, by the old masters, are the best ways that we know today to build a strong, fast and effective technique. And our karate has only meaning if it's effective. If your technique is not effective, karate is useless. Of course, you can maybe make a good workout, you can improve your overall health, your mental, okay, but all this will be even better if your technique has a real meaning and can work. This doesn't mean that we are the strongest in the world. Of course, it's not the case. But this means that in our mind, we always try to make a technique that is efficient. We don't want to lose time. We just want to try to engage our mind, our body, to make a very simple, straight, and effective technique. This is the way we train, and we try to respect this principle, this meaning in training. And of course, the core principles of Shotokan Karate Do are here to help us build speed and power. Okay? So, Gyaku Zuki is a very, very simple technique, but mastering this technique can help you to have good feelings and help you mastering all the other techniques of our karate. And Gyaku Zuki can be performed from many different positions. In fact, from every position. You can make it from Zenkutsu Dachi, from Kukutsu Dachi, and Kibadachi, and Nikoashi Dachi, and all the posture, all the stances that we have in our karate. And of course, we can make it also from Jukamae for the kumite. So, when we practice different types of Gyaku Zuki, all the basic principles that I told you must be used. But sometimes, if I'm making maybe Gyaku Zuki, I'm showman here, and I want to make Gyaku Zuki forward, my hips movement will be very, very short. But I have to try to engage my hips and build my Gyaku Zuki. And of course, I need to build a correct timing at the impact. I don't want to make 1, 2, 3 and fall here. I need from here, my Gyaku Zuki is here, I need to go forward and build the timing. And if I am a little late with my back leg, my Gyaku Zuki won't be as effective as I would like to. And if you have your hips showman here, of course, if I go forward here, I cannot make a big move here. This has no meaning. making like 1, 2 has no meaning because you want to eat fast. So in this kind of Gyaku Zuki, your hips rotation will be very small, but you have to try to use this small rotation in order to give more speed and power to your Gyaku Zuki. So your hips is shonen here, but you try to keep it relaxed, and when you go forward, you use your hip here. Your both hips are just focusing at the impact. And of course, if you make Gyaku Zuki from Jukamae, here, from Jukamae, the rotation of the hip, the back hip, the rotation of the back hip won't be as big as if it's Zenkutsu Dachi Hanmi. It will be more here. But we have to try to use this rotation. I need to engage my hip. I need to engage my hip to give more speed and power to my Gyaku Zuki. So from here, maybe the rotation will be small, but I engage my hips, my both hips in my Gyaku Zuki. Just one thing about the hips rotation, I'm not sure if I've already told you that, but when you're here, it's like a door. You have your back hip, which is going more backward, but your front hip stay in place. Not your both hips are turning. Just your back hip is going here, closing the door, opening the door, closing the door, opening the door. So front hip must be very strong in order not to move and to allow the back hip to rotate very, very fastly and powerfully. So to end this video, let's practice a short Gyaku Zuki routine together, which will help you to work Gyaku Zuki in all the directions and with different kind of hips use and of back leg, of timing. So this is a very interesting, simple routine for Gyaku Zuki, okay? Aisho menire os yoi. I from here, I sokudachi, bend your knees. I left arm forward. I let's move left leg forward and perform Gyaku Zuki slowly. Ich. I knee back. Both feet touching. I san. I chi. Okay, let's move back. Go Gyaku Zuki. I lock. Control your body. Sit. I hatch. Now on the left side we have a big rotation. Curl. I do. Right side. Ich. I knee. Still slowly. Now we turn and we make right Gyaku Zuki back side. I go up. I lock. Left Gyaku Zuki. Sit. I hatch. I yame. Yasume. Just one very important thing for this exercise. You have to always push your back heel forward. You don't want your, when I'm here, maybe I make Gyaku Zuki on the right side, I don't want my back heel to go back. So don't allow your back heel to go backward. Why? Because you need to transfer, drive all your energy forward. So my back heel must go forward, okay? My back heel must go forward and not one and back like this, okay? So let's try to practice again this routine and try to have a correct timing between ichi, ni, san, shi, go, all together. Aisho menire, os, yoi, ei sokudachi, hidari temae, left hand forward, I forward Gyaku Zuki slowly. Ich, ni, san, chi, backward, go, lock, sit, pay attention to the timing, hatch, left side, curl, do, right side, ich, knee, backward, san, chi, fully extend your back leg, go, extend your back leg, lock, let's try faster, I forward, ich, ni, san, chi, go, lock, sit, hach, kup, ju, eight, ni, san, chi, go, lock, yame, yasume, os. And relax, please. So this exercise is perfect to help you build your Gyaku Zuki, and with different types of hips rotation, different types of use of the timing of the back leg, and of course it helps you building your relaxation to try to have the correct timing. So please use this exercise, practice it slowly, maybe 4, 5, 6 times, and after try to practice it with speed. And if you feel too much imbalance, because this exercise is also very good to help us build our balance, because when we make big hips movements, we tend to lose our balance. So if you feel that your timing is that you lose your timing or that you lose your balance, please come back slowly, try it again slowly, and then try it again at high speed. And you go from slow to fast in order to build your inner feelings and the correct use of your body, the coordination of your muscles, of all your joints all together. So thank you for following this video. I hope it was useful. If you want more exercises for practicing your Gyaku Zuki, please join our community. I will share with you some my favorite exercises, maybe 8 or 9 or 10 exercises that I love to build Gyaku Zuki. So please join our community. The link is in the description below. I will release very soon a video about my favorite Gyaku Zuki exercises. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video or inside the community. Os.